Hello everyone and welcome to the finals of the TBL. This is it. We're here. We're getting ready. We're getting online and we are going to connect with our opponent. I'm freaking out, guys. All right, so we're predicting him to bring Landorus, Ninetales, Victini, Suicune, Magnezone, and Claydol. This is exactly the same team he brought last time. If he doesn't bring the Espeon, I'll be stoked about it, but he could bring the Espeon. That's the one other thing I'm really looking at. I don't see the other things in his team coming with him this week. So we are going to get connected, and I will see you guys back here. I'm freaking out. We'll see you guys back here as soon as he and I are connected and we are ready to go. All right, everyone, welcome back. Here we go. He's done, we're done, and we will select our participating Pokemon as soon as we see his team. Now, he does bring the Espeon, and I'm actually really upset about that. Not upset, like I think that's a good pick for him. But we see Landorus. Don't tell me my keyboard's not working right now. That's not ideal. Keyboard, come on. Now's not the time. Landorus, Ninetales, Alola, Magnezone, Victini, Suicune, and Espeon. Those are his 6. We've got our 6 on the screen, and we do see the Espeon, we do see the Magnezone, we do see the Ninetales, so everything that I was worried about is coming true. Now, options for leads. Obviously, I talked about it in my team builder, and Infernape is a really solid lead. Hothead is another option for a lead that I actually don't dislike. He could be expecting me to lead Skarmory and lead with his Magnezone. He could be expecting me to lead Infernape and lead with his Victini. Latios is another interesting option that provides me some decent coverage. He does have the Fairy type. What am I saying? I think the lead is going to be Hothead. Do I want to do that? No, the lead is going to be... Of course I made it last in my party. The lead is going to be Infernape. And I have the Focus Sash, and I'm going to click Stealth Rocks. Because I don't think I have another choice. I need the rocks up. I didn't change that his Claydol isn't coming. It is Espeon. And there we go. So Espeon's here. That's a little too large of an Espeon. So we have our Infernape. This is it. Lucky Charm, Victini. Now I think he's gonna U-turn, like he did last time. And I have the Focus Sash even if he doesn't. I cannot just go for the rocks and have him set them up on my side of the field with his Espeon. So I'm actually just gonna click U-turn as well, because he could also go out into Suicune. Now we're gonna find out if he's Scarfed right here, right now. This is exactly the same leads that we both had last time, and he went for the U-turn on my Umbreon, predicting me to switch out. I don't have the Umbreon this time, so he may just go for a Psychic type attack. But he's gonna U-turn, and he is Choice Scarf Victini, so we do have that information right away. And my keyboard died again, which is good. Love when that happens. So let's see what he goes into. I really don't understand why my keyboard sometimes just decides it's not going to work. So he does go into the Suicune here, and that's a good play on his part just because I'm not going for the Stealth Rocks. But this gives me a good chance to go into Venusaur, which should... I mean, Leaf Storm is doing 72 to 92%, 78 to 92%, and it's going to hit something really, really hard. So that allows me to... He's got leftovers. Okay, that's not unexpected at all. Now, what I don't want him doing is toxing my Jellicent right now. So that's why I'm going into this. He could switch out, which kind of makes me want to go for the knockoff. But Leaf Storm's going to hit something really hard. I don't see him going to Magnezone here, and if he does, that's fine. Because I just click Earthquake next turn. And I think he's probably going to look in Calc and see Giga Drain doesn't actually do as much damage as I would hope it would. It does like 50%. And so if he's got something like Ice Beam or whatever, so he's going to switch out. Which means we get our Mega off, which is great because we're no longer weak to Fire types. And Leaf Storm's going to do a lot. So Ninetales Alola comes in. Leaf Storm's gonna do 75%, and that's pretty ridiculous. So we are gonna be, I mean, we do reveal that we have the Leaf Storm, but that's a lot of damage, and if I can get the rocks up, he may not survive and switch into Stealth Rocks now. So, I don't know what he has. He could have like Psychic EMZ. Let's take a look at what that would do. If he has like Extra Sensory and a Z move, that's doing about 60% to my Mega Venusaur. And he definitely could have that. Now, Jellicent's a pretty safe switch in here. He could just go for the Aurora Veil, which is totally expected and reasonable. Jellicent eats hits from this thing for days, and I don't want my Venusaur taking 60% from a Psychic EMZ. So we're going to go on to Jellicent here. Has the Sludge Bomb if needed. And we didn't see this thing have leftovers. So he does just go for the Aurora Veil, and that's, I mean, again, that's what this is all happening as we're expecting it to happen. It doesn't make it better. It just makes it what's happening. And playing to the expectation is great. If he's got a light screen up, Sludge Bomb is still doing enough damage to kill. Now, a switch in here could easily be to Magnezone, and if he switches into Magnezone here, that's okay, because I just go out into Electivire, and then I click Brick Break the following turn, and he doesn't have the Dusclops to make that immune, so I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb. I don't expect him to think that I have it, and he's going to Nasty Plot in my face. So, what this means is that the Aurora Veil's gone, because this should still kill through... It should still kill through the... Yeah, it does. So Jellicent kills Ninetales with Sludge Bomb. And that's huge, because that Nasty Plot's gone. That Ninetales is gone. So here comes the Magnezone, and he can't trap me yet. And I have my Hothead that can come in right here, Electivire, and that's a free Brick Break for me. Which gets rid of the Aurora Veil a whole bunch of turns early, whether he's Light Clay or not was not determined. Could have been Focus Sash, could have been Light Clay, could have been Babiri Berry, like, I don't know, he could have been a bunch of things, but Electivire comes in, he has Hidden Power Ground, I would assume this is, and if he's Scarfed, that's a problem. Ooh, the Hail, okay, so apparently he's got HP Ground. That's fine. So Magnezone kills Electivire with Hidden Power Ground. So now we don't know his item. I could go into my Infernape here, and I could go into my Venusaur here. Infernape has Brick Break, but if he's Scarfed, he outspeeds it. So I'm going to go into Venusaur, and I'm going to click Knockoff, because Hidden Power Ground's not doing much to Venusaur. I'm not going to click Earthquake, because I don't expect him to stay in, because he's going to value this thing's life. Plus, I don't know if an Earthquake's going to kill with the Aurora Veil up, because I didn't get the Brick Break off. So, we are looking at a knockoff here. Ideally, the switch is going to be into Victini, because all I've revealed is Leaf Storm, and that means that he's going to, one, assume that I'm special, and two, assume that, or like not, he's not going to see a knockoff coming, and getting rid of the Scarf on Victini would be massive. If he does stay in, and this thing is also Scarf, that gets rid of that Scarf, which is pretty nice. And it's going to, again, stall out a turn of the Aurora Veil, which we still have not confirmed what item that was. So Landorus is going to come in, and it's going to get an Intimidate off, and that's not ideal, obviously. But we do get a knockoff off here, which is going to do very, very little, because Intimidate and Aurora Veil. So he's got the Assault Vest that is no longer there. And so now, so Landorus T in a light screen Leaf Storm is still doing 40%. He could have Z Fly. He could have Z Fly and he could have U-turn. Both of those seem like horrible things right now, just because Z Fly would kill my Venusaur potentially, and no, Z Fly would kill my Venusaur for sure. So I could go out into my Skarmory, but if he does go into his Magnezone, then I'm just gonna lose Skarmory. And I expect him to predict that. I kind of think he's gonna U-turn. So the other option is to go out into Infernape on a huge, really risky prediction that if I lose Infernape, I lose the battle. So I don't think that's the play. Jellicin's an interesting switch in here, just because it can take one hit from you. But from you? Who? From Landorus. But I don't love that. I just expect him to U-turn. And I really want to know what he's going to go into on my Venusaur. I just want to knock off again, I think. I just don't see him clicking Z-Fly right now. He Rock Tombs. Okay. That's not what I saw coming. So now I'm slow. So he has. Oh, he's obviously not Z-Fly. He had the Assault Vest and I knocked it off. So as a result, I'm just gonna click Synthesis here. I'm already slower than like his entire team, so you can't knock off my Venusaur. So we're just gonna get information about your set. We know you don't have Stealth Rocks because you were Assault Vested. And we're just gonna stall out the Aurora Veil, which we know now that this thing was Light Clay. And he should have, yeah, he's 2 more turns of it. And so I'm gonna click Knock Off again. Again, I'm not expecting to do a whole ton of damage. But if he does decide to U-turn and switch out, then I get a knockoff on something. And that's huge on anything on his team. And if he's just gonna keep staying in and clicking moves that I get to get information about, then I'm totally okay with that. Because he's not gonna 2-KO with Earthquake. I was EV'd not to die from 2 hits to Earthquake. Get a critical hit. Don't know how much that actually matters. But I'm gonna Synthesis here. So if he goes for Earthquake again, that's fine. Because this will be the last turn of Aurora Veil, and it's the last turn of Aurora Veil. So we get to make sure that the super defensiveness of his team is now gone for the rest of the game. And he's doing slightly less than 50%, so if he does Earthquake again, then I can get more HP back out of it. From this range, I'm pretty sure Leaf Storm kills Landorus, which would be huge. But it doesn't kill other things on his team. But does he switch out now? I don't think so. So I'm going to click Leaf Storm here. He goes for the Earthquake, and if I lose Venusaur but trade it for Landorus, that's okay. But I think that at this point, does that die? No, it's obviously it's bulky. Because now we're in a weird spot where, like, does he predict me to switch out? Maybe, but I'm gonna do it. Because Venusaur, I think, still has some value. It naturally outspeeds Magnezone unless he has a lot of speed investment, and it handles Suicune just fine. So I might be able to get Synthesis off on the Suicune. He goes for the U-turn. Now, he's gonna take Rocky Helmet, which of course he survives. And now I'm going to die to Magnezone, unless he goes for a Volt Switch to not get revenged. That's fine, because I actually can take 1 Volt Switch from this range. So I'm gonna click Stealth Rock, and he does click Volt Switch. So I am, unless he's like Specs. Is that a crit? No, he's just okay. Maybe he is Specs. Volt Switch. I have to assume that's Specs now, because that shouldn't kill. I was EV'd not for that not to kill. And at this range, I know that Latias outspeeds, and I know that Infernape outspeeds this Landorus. So I'm gonna go into Latias here, and I can click Psyshock, and whatever he goes into, Jellicent can take. Although I kind of want to click Draco in case he does switch out. I just don't see him switching out at this point. Yeah, he's not going to switch out. So I should write Magnezone kills Skarmory with Volt Switch, and Latias kills Landorus T with Psyshock. And he did have the U-turn. We did see that, but it's dead. So it's currently 4-4. He goes out into Victini. Now, one option is to go into Venusaur and just sack it. We know he's Scarfed. He doesn't know I'm Scarfed. So he could go for a Bolt Strike, expecting me to go into Jellicent, and he could go for a U-turn, just to because. And I like the switch into Jellicent no matter what, because Jellicent, if he switches, handles everything on his team. And so yeah, there's the U-turn that I was expecting. And Jellicent, he's probably going to go into his Magnezone here. And I'm going to assume this is Specs Magnezone. I have no choice. And it does Oko Jellicent from this range with a Thunderbolt. It does. Choice Specs Magnezone does so much work. So, obviously Jellicent's really important. Venusaur is really important to handling Suicune, but otherwise is like I can manage without it. And if he's Specs, he's not Scarf. So I'm gonna go into Venusaur, and if he goes for the Thunderbolt, he goes for the Volt Switch. So I'm probably gonna die. We live that. So I calculated against Thunderbolt and I died to Thunderbolt, but that doesn't mean I died to Volt Switch. So Espeon comes in here, probably. Either that or Victini. So Espeon comes in here and takes me out. It goes for Psychic. We don't have any information about this Espeon set. So Psychic, Espeon kills Mega Venusaur with Psychic. Now I could go into Latias and click Draco. I could go into Jellicent, but I don't want to go into Jellicent. I'm gonna go into Latias here. And I'm gonna click Draco Meteor. He has no Fairy type left. He could just stay in and sack this thing off, unless he's Focus Sash, or has like a ridiculous amount of investment, which it looks like it's the investment answer. Go CMZ. Okay. So what is this gonna do to a Latias? Does it Oko a Latias? Because if it does, we're in a really, really tight spot. And it's an Espeon, so I would assume that it does. No, it doesn't. That's incredible. So I'm just gonna click Draco again. If I miss, then that's game over. If he has Quick Attack, then that's also pretty much game over. I do get to click Draco again, and take something out. And Latias still puts in a lot of work. Oh. Well, there goes the championship. It always comes back to that. Like, that's it. I needed Latias to handle Victini. That's tough. You know, knowing you lose a championship to a 10% miss is really challenging. Because there's, like, nothing you can do about it. You know, you do all the prep, and then you miss something that is 90% accurate. But... And Victini comes in. Magnezone comes in. Either one. Yeah, like, there's no coming back from that now. Bill's Jellicent with Volt Switch. And Victini comes in, and if he has Zen Headbutt, that's the game. And if he doesn't have Zen Headbutt, that's still the game, because I can't touch this thing. Just Psychic. So what could I have done better? You know, not missed. Not missed with Draco? Would probably have helped. I honestly don't know what else there was there. He made a couple of really good predictions. I'm not going to take away from TShen's accomplishment. Congratulations on winning the TBL Season 2. No, not Espeon. Victini. I can't spell. Victini kills Infernape with Psychic. Congratulations on winning the TBL Season 2. I don't want to take away from your accomplishments there. Obviously, I'm a little salty because of the fact that I lost to a miss. Because that is a Choice Scarf Latias, and Choice Scarf Latias would have been able to handle the rest of your team. Obviously, whenever you switch in, I switch out into Jellicent, most likely, which could take just about any one hit from there. So you'd probably bring in the Magnezone, I'd switch in Jellicent, you'd know that, you'd click a move accordingly, and then I would be able to come back in with Latias and continue to do work. But that is what it is. I am not going to take away from TShen. Congratulations, TShen, for winning the TBL Season 2. I was really hoping to bring home a championship, but I'm not sad if I'm going to lose to somebody. TShen's a really, really great battler. TBL Season 3 is right around the corner, everybody. So if you enjoyed this content and want to see more of it and want to get involved in this community at all, I encourage you to do that. I always have a link to my Twitch down below, and I'm taking from my Twitch viewers and picking those people to be in Season 3 of the TBL. So absolutely, congratulations, TShen, and I hope that everyone gets excited because we're going to be doing another draft and another season of the TBL real soon, and now we have something to play for. Now we have a championship to win and to take away from TShen. So I will see everyone in the next video. That'll be posted obviously tomorrow, another episode of the Ultra Sun Nuzlocke, and in a couple weeks back with the TBL again. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.